Greetings, everybody. Before I get into today's message, let me make this disclaimer. I am not perfect. I do recognize that your environment has a lot to do with how you may or may not behave. But in general, we all understand that until we find ourselves, with our backs against the wall, we don't truly know what we'll do, how we'll behave. Putting that aside though, I'm going to talk to the big women. Young ladies can listen, but I think it's our duty to really speak to the young people, to influence them in a positive way. Now, I'm searching on social media to find some women who are my age. And the truth is, it doesn't matter how old they look, nobody's past 45 or 50. Because I guess we're supposed to be ashamed, but I am not. Because I've had some awesome experiences in life, and some of it others would consider to be bad, but they're awesome because, every time we have these situations in our life, there are steps. And when you overcome that hurdle, you get a chance to step up on the next one above. And before you know it, you're standing on a plateau. That's how it's supposed to be. All our problems in life are supposed to push us to the next level. Because to me, life is like a series of tests. And when we fail these tests, we don't get to move from one stage to the next. And so if you approach the problems in your life and see them as tests or trials, then you will deal with them in a different way. I'm going to appeal to the big women, the Jamaican women, okay? And if you're past 16, you're a woman. When you leave the teenage years, you're a woman. And if you have a child that's 20 years or more, you are a senior woman. And it is at this point where you have to leave the child like things behind. I'm asking myself, who is out here influencing the young people in a positive way? Who's here to guide them? Who can criticize them when they're behaving badly? And trust me, the young girls are behaving badly. We are seeing it and we are hearing it. We are seeing girls not having the respect that they used to have for their senior, women in the community, in the schools, wherever. And you cannot blame them, because I had no idea that Jamaican big woman was so disgusting. And I'm not saying all of our Jamaican women, but what I'm seeing, hey, this social media thing has been such an eye opener. Instagram, I'm still trying to understand and navigate that. People, if you send me messages and I don't answer it, perhaps I didn't see it. I don't understand most of the functioning of social media. It was my sister who left her house and came to my house one day to give me a little tutoring. People been begging me to go on IG for years. I just don't know why I am so stubborn with the social media thing, because perhaps I can see the negative connotations attached to it. And it's very educational, don't get me wrong. One of the reasons why I don't go live more often is because of the same thing that I'm seeing. Somehow, the Jamaican big woman, they have tarnished this social media thing to the point where I feel kind of loose and careless to be on there all the time. Because, to be honest with you, the men carry themselves better than the women. Because yes, there are issues with men and some of them sometimes are so effeminate. But in general, what I'm seeing from the women, whether it be England or Jamaica or America, it's a disgrace. So because I see myself like a queen, and I never said I was a perfect queen, but I carry myself in a certain way because I know when you behave badly, It is not just your people that you're arguing with, or the people in your household, or maybe in your community. The whole world is seeing. And what these big women fail to realize is that what you're doing is showcasing the culture. So somebody from the States or from, someplace in Europe or wherever, when they see this, this is what they're saying Jamaica is. Obnoxious. The women are so obnoxious in their presentation. There was a time when these girls were in England and they were going back and forth, and I remember them going to court and cussing each other and lifting up their skirts, and I don't know if they're in prison now because I don't see them anymore. And wherever you look, Facebook and Instagram and all these people who created these platforms must be so upset that they opened it to Jamaica or to Jamaicans, because wow. Or maybe they love it. I don't know. Maybe they get a chance to make money from the Jamaican people. I have no idea. But it's terrible. And it needs to stop. And the women, it's like they form an alliance against each other. So, there's a little petty dispute between two women, and all of a sudden something comes out, and before you know it, other women are coming to support men. Accusations against men. And I'm not saying you should just automatically believe a female because women tell lies too. I'm not saying no. But if you don't know, then be quiet. Or if you feel like you have something to say what you need to say without getting so low. Women telling other women about their private parts, it does not make any sense to me. How can you as a female degrade another woman in such a derogatory way? Like, you wonder if these ladies, if their head isn't right. Some of these women are so traumatized that they need real counseling, to be honest with you. And it seems like it's easier to attack another woman because, when you look at another woman, it's like looking in a mirror. And so you're afraid, because women are always protecting men one way or the other. Even when they're violating us, there are other women who will always come to protect them. Can you imagine if we got together and protected each other the same way? Can you imagine if we offered support, loving and kind support to each other? How awesome we'll feel, and how our girls can look to us to say, there's a circle of women who will surround us and protect us. This is why our girls, are violated. And it's this cyclical situation, year in and year out, where we throw the young ladies in our midst to the wolves. Because trust me, in our culture, a lot of men are predators. And so when they watch how we deal with each other, it's like that great environment, that perfect setting or situation to really latch on to the girls, because we're not going to see them. We're busy seeing each other. I had an experience when I was a young girl of leaving work one night, and after I left, the lights went out. And it was a dangerous situation that I shared with two people. I was followed from Patrick City up to the boulevard. And if it wasn't for the grace of Yah, I probably wouldn't be around today, or I would be devastated with what those men would have done to me. And when I left the house, the lights went out on my way. And the female that I was working with, she was home with her man who had a car. And it didn't occur to her that the lights went out to jump in the vehicle with her man to come and find me. It didn't occur to her. Women have such little feelings and compassion for each other. As women, we have such little regard for each other. And that's why you see, it's no problem to go have an affair with somebody's husband. It's no problem to go, and tell your friends, most intimate secret to people because you fall out. It is just a disgrace. A terrible disgrace, if you ask me. So, Jamaican women, I'm going to focus on my country where I come from. Jamaican women, if you ever see, I don't think you're seeing how you're presenting yourself out here. For me, as a big woman, every time I see a young girl behaving a certain way that I think is distasteful, I usually slide into her inbox and say, young girl, I love you and I admire you. Scale that back a little bit. You have purpose. You have greatness. And I don't try to judge them. I just try to help them to harness that special thing about themselves and to present it in a better light. That is my role. I have a child 31 years old and 26-year-old and 14 years old. I'm a big woman. I don't want to be like any teenage girl. I'm a big woman. When I hear somebody call me auntie or call me mama or call me mama, because that's what they say. When I hear guys come and say mama or say queen, it makes me feel good. How or why would a woman not want to gain that kind of respect? Nobody thinks I'm perfect. I cuss here and there once in a while, but I don't make that a common part of my display. And when we see this, and it doesn't matter how influential the woman is, it doesn't matter how great her platform is, all kind of mix up, all kind of low vibration. And I'm thinking the girls are watching, and these ones are also the ones who look at the young girl and say things about the girl, not realizing that you are her influence. You are her role model. Who are you to criticize her? We got to do better. Big woman, you cannot trick nobody. You might say you're 40 or 45 years old. You have a 30-year-old kid and a 40-year-old kid. We know. Stop fooling yourself. Do better, man. It does not look good. It is awful. It is a disgrace. Stop it. And if you're traumatized, go get counseling. Stop it right now. Stay blessed, everybody.